Here on The Colour of Country Life, great to be chatting with Richard Riordan. He's the member for Polwarth, covering, including many other areas, Apollo Bay. How are you this morning, Richard?
Good, thank you, my friend. Very well. How are you?
Great, thanks. Now, we picked up your comments in State Parliament recently about the future of, the foreshore, but particularly the skate park at Apollo Bay. You were down there recently. What have the locals had to say?
Yeah, absolutely. The whole town, all the townships along the Great Ocean Road, all rely on their foreshore as their public open space. And we've got a situation here in Victoria along the Great Ocean Road where the government set up a new authority. The authority is designed to manage these spaces for the environment first and people second. And the result of that is that in communities like Apollo Bay, where they only have the foreshore as public open space, the kids have got swings there, they've got the skate park, the surf clubs there, the various components that make that community a community are down on the foreshore. And there's real concerns that they're going to, in the long term, move all these assets off the foreshore, put them somewhere else no one knows where that is, and leave the foreshore to the environment. And that in the long term is not a great way to help build community and provide a great place for people to live.
Well, when we talked with GORCAPA, as they call it, the acronym, they indicated that the skate park's particular future wasn't dismissed. It was still possible, but it wasn't in the concept plans. What are the locals take? What's their take on that?
Well, GORCAPA's got a bit of a personality problem at the moment. There's very little confidence in the community. They've come up with all sorts of ideas in recent months, extending from the footy ground, changes there, changes to campgrounds. There's a very popular campground at Skeens Creek that's facing its third summer without anyone camping on it. The community has real concerns that there isn't a commitment to support the local community, the young people and the people that live in towns like Apollo Bay, to actually have their bits of space, because what it seems is that the authorities in Melbourne don't realise that when all the visitors leave after January and February, it comes back to quite a small country town. There's not a lot of people around on a daily basis. It's a pretty cruisy sort of place. And so having some open public space to do exercises on, ride your bike, BMXs, skateboard, it's an important part of a country town. And the reality is, in that country town, the public space is the foreshore.
And when you've mentioned in Parliament, the minister sort of takes this approach of dictating from on high, if I can paraphrase it that way, from Melbourne. Is that the feeling the locals have, is that, this is all being designed, the whole authority is operating for the benefit of Melburnians wanting to visit the region rather than locals?
Absolutely. That's exactly what people think. And it's played out really by the fact that of I think it's a 10-member board, there's only one person from one community along the whole Great Ocean Road that's represented on it. The councils, there's 5 local government areas, they're excluded from it. Local businesses and representatives are excluded from it. And it's made up basically of friends of the minister based in Melbourne who come down occasionally on weekends. I mean, that's no way to run a committee like that has such an influence over local towns and communities.
And Richard, just lastly, you've raised questions during an adjournment debate in Parliament about this. What else are you able to do in state Parliament or politics to get this, I guess, a better voice for the locals, apart from what you're saying there?
Well, over coming weeks, various groups along the road will be, I'll be sponsoring petitions for them to raise the community awareness up, particularly for visitors that come in that perhaps don't realise that the locals that live there are looking down the barrel of having some of their favourite places altered forever and made, quite frankly, inaccessible and nowhere near as fun as they should be.
All right, I imagine if people want to get involved in that, they just contact your electorate office, Richard.
Absolutely. It's easy to go, richard.riordan website, go to that. There's a community survey on there and shoot me through your details.
Thanks again for your time today, Richard. We'll catch you again soon.
Good on you. Thank you.